Protesters taking over the streets of downtown Atlanta demanding justice for Jacob Blake. Blake is the unarmed Wisconsin man who police shot at least 7 times in the back over the weekend. He's paralyzed from the waist down and may never walk again. The shooting sparking outrage across the nation and now here in Atlanta. Nick Sturdivant live in downtown Atlanta. And Nick, the protest took a destructive turn last night.
Yeah, that's right, Sheba. Things went left about 8 o'clock. Well, after 8 o'clock, after that protest started. Right now, we are on Ted Turner Drive in downtown Atlanta, outside of the Zone 5 precinct, which was damaged last night. Behind me, there's the shattered glass from the broken window from the protest last night. And not only was there a broken window, but the building is also tagged with graffiti. We had a reporter on the ground here last night. She said, again, protest started about 8 o'clock last night. It began at Woodruff Park, which was calm at that point. That's when dozens of protesters made their way towards Centennial Olympic Park, and things went left. Arrests were made. Officers had to use tear gas and flashbangs. It appeared that some protesters even threw fireworks. Police also said frozen water bottles and rocks were thrown at officers. An officer was also maced. And as far as the protest last night, Atlanta police told us early this morning at least 8 people were arrested, and they were able to gain control pretty quickly of the protesters. Sheba.
All right, Nick, we want to turn now to breaking news out of Kenosha, Wisconsin, where police shot Jacob Blake over the weekend. The unrest beginning within hours, really, of the incident. The third night of demonstrations turning violent. Authorities saying 3 people were shot, 2 of them killed. Right now, fire investigators are assessing damage over the 3 nights of protests. Buildings set on fire, vehicles set on fire. Again, Jacob Blake shot in the back at least 7 times by officers. His mother and many other family members yesterday asking people for peace on the streets.